Hello, my lovely viewers. Welcome to another video of Sports on Fozan Harun channel, your channel of choice. And in tonight's edition, I'm going to review the Chelsea's 2-0 win against Real Madrid. Real Madrid in the UEFA Champions League semi-final, which culminated in Chelsea's qualification to the Champions League final for the third time in the club's history. And I must say it was a fantastic night that the fans, especially we the fans, had at Chelsea, and it was an excellent game. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do well to hit the subscribe button and touch the notification bell. Show me some love by giving me more likes, and most especially send in your comment, and most importantly also share the program for many viewers to also join the show. And Chelsea have qualified to the Champions League finals for the third time in the history of the club. And I must say we made a big statement, as in Chelsea made a big statement in Europe with respect to the competition, the UEFA Champions League. And for some time now, we've wanted to cross the T's and dot the I's to ensure that Chelsea comes back to the big stage with respect to European football. As you are quite aware, you were aware last season, Bayern Munich humiliated us by 4-3-0 and then 4-1, quite 7-1 goals aggregate. And so it was a humiliation for Chelsea, and so we said never again, and we entrusted money in the hands of Frank Lampard. He went into the market to scout for players, which resulted in him getting some of the players, but he was cautiously optimistic in his approach during his tenure, as in he wanted to not to give so much hope to the Chelsea fans in thinking that Chelsea has not really arrived on the big stage. And as you are quite aware, back then in the days, if you've monitored my previous programs, I was saying that we have the materials to head the team, so provided we get an excellent tactician. And lo and behold, Frank Lampard was given the exit, was exited from the club. We parted ways with him because as a sign of respect, he's a legend of the club. I wouldn't say we sack him. We parted ways with him by mutual agreement, and Thomas Tuchel came in, and he has changed the course of Chelsea in Europe and at home. And I must say, and I do agree with some pundits in the English game, that if Thomas Tuchel came in earlier in the season, Chelsea would be challenging for the title alongside Manchester City, and it wasn't surprised at all. And in the two games, coming back to the game against Real Madrid, you saw the importance of N'Golo Kante and his form being brought to bear under Frank Lampard. Though he respected Kante, and Kante was not one of the players that Frank Lampard used to have issues with. But Kante, Aspilicueta, and Rudiger were not that much use under Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard wanted to quickly change the team to a youthful side, and you can do that, but you have to do it by integrating some of the experienced players to make sure that the transition becomes much more effective than he wanted it to be. And so Thomas Tuchel came in and shuffled the cards well, and now we are getting the transition. Even Aspilicueta, as you are aware, might not play competitively for Chelsea for more than 2-3 years to come. And so we are arranging for the future by bringing in those guys, Mason Mount, Reece James, Kalou Hudson-Odoi, and the likes. And you saw them in Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, and those guys. You saw them controlling the game against Real Madrid, and it was a fantastic performance from Chelsea in a long while. And it's been a long time. We made a statement on the European stage. Remember during the early era of the Roman Abramovich, beating the likes of Barcelona and those teams out there, Benfica, and so many of the teams out there who visited Stamford Bridge, faced real baptism of fire. But now it's quenched for some years now, and it's been rekindled once again by the introduction of Thomas Tuchel. And congratulations to Thomas Tuchel and the Chelsea players for taking us to another final. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you're doing a great disservice to yourself. Do well to subscribe to the channel. And then it was a tactically disciplined performance, you are aware. And I must say, we do this program to give credit where credit is due, and not necessarily to lambast players. And I must say, some time back, I will own up. I'm not ashamed to own up. I criticize Andries Christensen. But now, if even the coach of Chelsea, he will be one of the first names on the team sheet. He's improved quite fantastically. I knew the potential of Andries Christensen. And so I was criticizing him some time back, he and Fikayo Tomori, that I knew their potentials and they had to give better than what they were doing. So I was criticizing Christensen in particular. Now he's giving me an excellent performance, and so I doff my salute to him. And then also Thiago Silva is also doing well. And also there are some players that I was used to having issues with, but now Christensen has cemented his position. Mason Mount, too, is an excellent chap. Mind you, we've never doubted the capabilities and competence of Mason Mount, even during Frank Lampard's era, that some were saying he was given chance because Frank Lampard was closely associated with him. Nonetheless, he cemented the position, and the return of Eden Hazard to the Stamford Bridge was also on display. The Hazard came in, he played his heart out, and I'm surprised the Real Madrid guys are blaming Hazard. Hazard is not the reason for their loss. So many old tied legs out there. Sergio Ramos, the likes of Luka Modric played well. But Toni Kroos, you saw that N'Golo Kante had to put all of them in his pocket. He pocketed them throughout the 90 minutes and controlled the game for Chelsea. And Azpilicueta also was a player that was finding himself on the fringes during Lampard's era, but now he's an important and an integral part of the Chelsea juggernaut. And so, not surprising at all. And King Edward Mendy, I made a special program on this platform for him, that he is now called King Mendy. The saves that he tries to pull out is always excellent and reminiscent of Peter Cech during the time of Chelsea in 2012 that we won the Champions League. And Edu Mendy is no wonder Peter Cech recommended Edu Mendy for Chelsea. So many, Mendy, Valverde will also return for Real Madrid, but Chelsea players proved too much for them to handle, too hot for them to handle. And let me give you some tidbits of the game. The mission prior to this encounter was Real Madrid had to score in order to guarantee qualification. Of course, you knew before that Chelsea got 1-1 draw at the Valdebebas Madrid field there in Spain. So they needed to score to clean the away goal that Chelsea had. And two, the mission for Chelsea was they had to keep a clean sheet. And what was the approach? The approach was that Chelsea played as if they were the hungrier side, as if they wanted the win and not Real Madrid. And Real Madrid were outrun by Chelsea youthful players. Not that Real Madrid didn't want to score, but they were outrun by the youthful exuberance of Chelsea players on the field. And the ratings, you could quite clearly see that all the players had excellent rating. Super Edward Mendy, N'Golo Kante, the man of the match. Pulisic came in the second half. My God, he did an excellent performance there. Mason Mount, the least said about him, the better with respect to positive performance. And Kai Havertz, now I've also withdrawn the criticism of Kai Havertz, and I apologize accordingly. If a player does well, we have to give him the kudos. And if tomorrow Kai Havertz comes and flops, we will give it to him. And so now he stopped flopping, and so he's the future for Chelsea, which we do agree. Even back then when we criticized his performance, we knew that he had something in him that was yet to come out. And now it's clearly come out for the world to see on the big stage. And Timo Werner got his goal, also fantastic performance on the 28th minute. Before then, he had a goal which was marginally offside. I was thinking if it had been other referee, the goal should have stood anyway, but it was ruled offside before he got a goal, courtesy of a dink by Kai Havertz, and the follow-up was an excellent one for him to coolly head the ball into the net for Chelsea's first goal. And then Mason Mount was there to get a support, an assist from Christian Pulisic to finish off the game in the 85th minute. And let's roll through the screen to see what some of the highlights there, the pictorial highlights there. See the Chelsea 2-0 scoreline. They're boldly written there. Yeah, that's the 2-0 score, and Christian Pulisic and Mason Mount celebrating there. Yeah, the Chelsea players, as you can see, it's reminiscent and resembles the 2012 celebration mood that we did, which led us to winning the title. And hopefully we're going to repeat that on the 29th of May in Istanbul. So these are the fantastic guys. Jorginho, sorry for not commending Jorginho. Jorginho also put in an excellent performance there. Quite, I love these guys. I don't know why. Now I'm in love with all the 11 players of Chelsea. They are doing well for the club. And I must say, very good performance there. And we, the supporters, they are making us happy. Yeah, you saw Eden Hazard there. The comeback of Eden Hazard was unfortunate for him, but he did his best. On the contrary, I think he was the man of the match on the side of the Real Madrid. Yeah, that's the first goal there for Timo Werner there. Yeah, the celebration there for Chelsea celebration there, being joined by all the players out there. Yeah, and so we going to face Manchester City in a game that we think so many possibilities come into play because we know ourselves very well. So blue is the color, football is the game, we are together, and winning is our aim. So cheer us on through the sun and rain, because Chelsea is our name. Thank you very much for spending your precious opportunity to engage with me on this channel. Before I exit this episode, I must say, please do also subscribe to the channel. Give me more likes if you enjoy the presentation, and also send in your comment. Most importantly, you share the program for many viewers to also have a feel of what it takes to be a Chelsea fan at least. Cheers, I love you wherever you are. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Hope to meet you in the finals and win the trophy, our second trophy in the Champions League, the third finals. Cheers, I love you. Bye-bye.